I'm Victoria Miller, and this is my lithography and monotype final for the spring of 2021. So my final project is titled Are You Mad at Me? And as you can see in the image, I have a series of monotype images that are printed on a variety of papers using a variety of blue inks, all representing text messages that ask the question, are you mad at me? So to start us off, I'd like to just look at a detail here, get close in, and show the variety in detail I really wanted to get with these prints. I really wanted each one to have its own character and feeling, whether that be in intensity of ink, in the quality of the way I cut it out, in the quality of the letters, in the fidelity of it, so on and so forth. I really wanted that variety because every time you send a text message, it comes across in a different light. It comes across as a different mood. It might be a joke, it might be very serious, it might be entirely baseless. The point remains that when you send these messages, they all have their own feeling. And personally for me, a project like this was very important to do because I send these messages in mass, which is part of the reason why I worked in such a large quantity that we see here. I actually printed 130 of these, and these are all installed on this green wall, which really just brings that color forward beautifully and really sits well. And I like the green because it also emulated like a return text or a text that might be sent to a phone with a different carrier, such as an Android. And I really liked that sort of play and that nod to that. Going back to detail here, I want to call out these very dark ones with the very high fidelity. They're almost black and they're smaller than the others. These ones are probably my favorites of all of them because they were so intimate to make. You really had to get in close, get in tight, and work with a very steady hand on them. And I think in the end they brought a whole lot of contrast and a stronger, more final period to this front layer. So let's take a look at these two together just so I don't have to flip back and forth. And I want to call out quickly the thinner ones on the right. You can see them maybe just a tiny bit in the left, but you can really see them stuck to the wall on the right there. Those are on Eastern paper, and I just loved the ghostly effect those had. They were really almost non-existent, which gave the piece a feeling of fading into nothing and continuing on forever, which is part of what I wanted to try and push with this project. Was it wasn't finished. It would never be finished. It was always something that, even when I was done with the project, would still live and grow. And I really wanted to have that feeling of, even if I stopped printing these, that doesn't mean I've stopped asking this question. It doesn't mean I've stopped making these, even if I stopped printing these. And that was very important because, like I said, I send these in mass, and I really wanted to talk a lot about my anxieties and specifically my obsessive compulsive disorder, which results in a lot of checking. And that is the compulsive part. The obsessive part is that obviously I've hurt someone or I've made someone upset with me, and then the compulsion is to check with them. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? So on and so forth. And I like to take a bit of a lighter perspective on those kinds of things. I feel like a lot of people get very serious when they talk about stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, it is an extremely serious topic that should be treated with very much a lot of tact and taste when you're discussing. However, I do want to approach it with the humor that I would approach my life with. Because I feel like it's okay to say, hey, it's kind of silly that I do this. Even if the reason isn't silly, I can say it in a serious way and in a silly way, which I really liked about this project in particular. And I really love the way the different colors came together, the way they layer and they lay on top of each other, and the impact. It's almost impossible in an image to get the exact size of something, but it's approximately 18 by 24 when it's done, which is pretty large, and I felt like that really gave it that impact, which I just love. I am very happy with this piece. I'm very proud of this piece. and I hope that everyone else enjoys it as much as I do. Have a great summer.